Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something that seems so simple but can be a real headache for English learners, saying numbers out loud. From dates to decimals, the rules, they aren't always what you'd expect. So let's break it all down.
Take a look at this. You see the date, 22nd May. You can read it, no problem, but how do you actually say it in a normal conversation? See? That's where things get a little tricky. But hey, by the end of this, you'll have all the tools to say this and a whole lot more, way more, naturally.
First up, let's talk about parts of a whole. I'm talking about fractions and percentages. This is the kind of language we use for everything, from grabbing a slice of pizza to figuring out a discount at a store.
So, here is the first key rule you got to remember. When you're saying a fraction, that bottom number, you say it as an ordinal number. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying numbers that show order, like first, second, or third. It helps us think of a fraction as one part of a certain number of pieces, like the third slice of a cake. Make sense?
Okay, let's see how this works in the real world. Now, there are a couple of special cases you just have to know. We almost always say a half instead of 1/2, and a quarter for 1/4. For most others, though, the rule works perfectly. 1/3 is a third. Now, what if the top number is bigger than 1, like 3/4? Well, we just make the bottom plural, 3/4. Easy. And for percentages, listen up, it's always percent, never percents, so it's 75%.
All right, next up, decimals. And this is where the rules change a bit. With decimals, it's all about stopping at that little point and then just saying each digit one by one. There are two super simple rules here. First, that little dot is always called a point. And second, this is the big one. After you say point, you say each number by itself. So you wouldn't say 75, for example. You'd break it down and say 75. Okay, let's try a few together. Say this one out loud with me. 5.5. See? Simple. How about this one? It's 0.75. Now, you might also hear it as 0.75, especially in the UK. Both are perfectly correct, so don't let that throw you. Great. Okay, one last one just to make sure it really sticks. This is 12.99. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it, right? All right, next is a really quick but super useful one, especially for all that small talk about the weather, temperature. When you're talking about temperature, you pretty much always add the word degrees. So 25 degrees C is just 25 degrees. Now for temperatures below zero, you've got two common options. You can say -5 degrees, or you can say 5 below zero. Both work great.
Okay, here we go. We're now getting to what is probably the #1 most common mistake that learners make with numbers in English, talking about dates. Let's make sure you get this one right every single time.
The whole problem really comes down to this one simple fact. The way we write a date is completely different from how we say it. That's the trap. But you know what? Once you recognize it, it's actually really easy to avoid.
Think of this table as your ultimate guide. When we see 1st March written down, we need to say the 1st of March. Did you catch that? We add the and of. It's the same for 22nd May. That becomes the 22nd of May. And then with years, we do a whole different thing. We usually split them into two parts. So 1995 becomes 1995.
Okay, you've seen the patterns, now it's your turn to actually practice. I'm going to show you something on the screen, and I want you to try saying it out loud, wherever you are. You ready? Let's do it. First one up, you see this price tag. How would you say that in a casual conversation? Go on, take a second.
So the really formal answer is $9.50. But if you were in a coffee shop, you'd almost definitely just hear $9.50. Both are perfectly correct, but one is just a lot more common.
Okay, now for the big one. Your friend's birthday is written as 15th August. How do you actually say that? Come on, remember the rule for dates.
That's it. It's the 15th of August. Adding the and of is the absolute key to making it sound totally natural. You got it.
Okay, last one for today. You're looking at the weather forecast and you see this. How would you describe that temperature?
And you've got two correct answers here. -10 degrees or 10 below zero. Excellent. See, you're getting the hang of this. So, look, it all comes down to this. It's not about memorizing a million numbers. It's about recognizing the patterns. Once you know if you're dealing with a date, a price, or a fraction, you know exactly which spoken rule to apply.
So there you have it. Some of those secret, unwritten rules for saying numbers in English.
It really is all about recognizing the context and then applying the right pattern. You've made a great start on mastering this stuff. So, what are you going to tackle next?